All right, welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to go over this story right here. And I'm thrilled. I'm excited. I can't lie. Everybody loves talking about weddings, right? Okay, so plan my wedding with me. This is a new series, and it's probably not going to be super intensive because I'm not doing a big traditional like Cinderella wedding. I have someone in my family who's doing one of those right now, and I really just don't want the hassle. I don't want to spend the money. I'm trying to keep it low key. And Raymond, yes, it's Raymond. Raymond proposed to me. Raymond and I want to keep things kind of low key for now, both because it's easier for us and because of the fact that we really we want to build a future together, so we want to focus our money on other things. So right now Raymond is going to school. I know I've mentioned that in the past, and we're planning on doing some improvements to our place. And obviously it's not going to happen soon, but at some point in the future, few years-ish, not quite soon enough, but at some point in the future, Raymond and I are planning on getting another place together, and we'd much rather focus on that part of our future than focus on a wedding. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very simple court type wedding with literally just the people closest to us, and then we're going to be doing like a dinner type of a thing, not a real reception. It's not going to be a big deal. It's like going to be a mini elopement without actually leaving, and it's, it's going to be light and simple and easy. Anyway, so I have this Erin Condren folio, and I think my mom gave it to me. She gave it to me a while ago. Then I have just a pocket here with extra pages, some date stickers, paper here. And this is how, okay, so there's also this lovely little pad of paper, which, while gorgeous, very important to have with me. I figured that since we're in a position where we're not doing like a big over-the-top gaudy like glam wedding, that I would go with a simple paper and date book situation for the initial part of wedding planning here. And I know that like this is not the kind of thing that everybody is going to want to do. This is definitely a very low-key version, and I have done the whole big, gigantic, heavy, super intensive planner for a wedding before, and like I said, I totally get it. But since I'm doing it so low-key, I just figured I'd do some, nice, simple date book and this little pad of paper. Now, I know that everybody if anybody's listening, in the comments is going to be asking me all the details, right? Well, so far, we haven't worked out the details yet. Actually, come to think of it, Raymond bought me this planner. Isn't it so pretty? And this was totally unexpected. It's not like I asked for it. He literally like came home one day and handed me this. I love it so much. It's so perfect. Anyway, so at the end of the book here, we have dates to remember, but I haven't filled those out yet. So I have a August goals page here, and these are just things that I know that I have to get to before we do any other real planning, right? So we need to set a date, we need to look at venues, we need to work on our schedules and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I know that if you really wanted to, you could probably go, you know what, I might actually just blur out this list because some of it is personal. That's not the point. The point is that I'm going to keep to-do lists and goals lists at the back of this book. And I will keep you posted as I go as to what I'm doing and what I need. I know that it's the kind of thing that a lot of people are, weddings are kind of scary. Like, there's a lot to plan. There's a lot to do. And I know one of the things I want to do is I want to be able to go and visit a couple of venues. I want to be able to look at the venues, talk to people in person. I know I also want to do a little bit of sit down with Raymond and see what our plans are. Like, not plans, but like what our ideas are, right? And once we've sat down and done that, then we could do some of the more fun wedding planning. You know, we can do some like low-key registry. You know, I'm not planning on doing a crazy intense registry, but maybe something really simple on Target or Amazon, or even like, I don't know. But it's all stuff that we need to talk about, right? We haven't talked about any real wedding stuff. This is really new. It's literally only been like a week, and I'm so happy with it. I know my nails are terrible right now, so don't worry about that. But I did paint them actually to match the ring, but that's not the point. The point is, like, I know that it's not a traditional ring. It's rubies and white sapphires. But it's so perfectly us. It's so very me, and it's really good to kind of represent our relationship and our connection and where we are, and I just love it. Anyway, so we went camping a week ago, and he took me to the beach, and we were looking out at the water, and it was so nice and so sweet and so romantic, and he asked me to marry him. It was just the best moment, you know? It was so dreamy, and it's always going to be that way now. I love it. I love it. Anyway, I'm hoping that you guys are going to stick with me through this. I know that this wasn't too much of a plan with me, but I did want to show off my setup, because I think that this is a good way to do planning for the non-traditional wedding, right? Because you're not going to be, like, it is not necessary for me to have a giant binder, right? Or to have a planner the size of my life planner from Erin Condren, the one that's like really big and thick. I don't need a planner that big for an event that's going to be so understated, for something that's just going to be us and just going to be what we want, just who we are. I'm not even planning on doing too much like expensive things. Like, I'm not planning on getting a super intensive gown. I'm just planning on getting a white dress. So there's going to be like a budget page that I'm going to have to set up in here. But one of the things I wanted to point out when I was doing that August goals page is that I'm actually planning on doing pages like that on like random pages like this, because I counted it out. And from where we are now to when I plan on actually having this court date and wedding, I do not need this many week pages for. So it's going to be able, like, I'm going to be able to use the back pages of this book to keep track of things like budget and make sure that we don't go too out of hand, too crazy with it. But I hope you guys stick with me, and if you've gotten to this point in the video and you are still with me, I would really appreciate if you liked and subscribed. Like I said, this is very new to me, so I'd love to be able to get feedback and to share my journey of trying to plan an elopement style wedding like this. It's going to be very different, but my point is, if you have gotten to this point in the video, I would love it if you would join me for this journey. It's going to be fun, I promise. And I would also like to know, leave in the comments below what you think of my setup here. Do you think that this works for a smaller, less fancy wedding, or do you think that I should have gone with a bigger planner anyway? Yes or no, leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. All right, that's all I've got for now. Hopefully you guys have a great week, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. I'm not going to post these weekly. This is going to be the kind of thing where I post it as I come up with more stuff, because we're not quite in the I need to use this planner part yet. This is still very new, and like I said, the closer we get, the more I'm going to be using this. So we're going to have more videos later. But that's all I've got for now. Bye-bye!